Well, hello there, brothers and sisters. Messenger, Christopher, Spirit World X, the Chosen One. How are you this afternoon? Today's date is June 20th, I'm almost certain. I think I'm correct on that. Today's Friday. And I am certainly pleased to have an opportunity to be with all of you once again to upload another worldwide paradigm shift show shift clip. And of course, this worldwide paradigm shift clip upload is brought to you by the High Council of the Order of the Crystal Keys. And of course, they are the very real and authentic angelic empire reigning in our three divisional trinity's highest division. The division you Christians and Muslim brothers and sisters, Jew and Gentiles, call heaven or paradise. I would also like to, of course, give thanks to all of the musical accompaniments to the Worldwide Paradigm Shift Show, all of the individuals who, without knowing, played a part in the construction of the videos and the musical orchestration. In this Worldwide Paradigm Shift Show, of course, I would like to give a special thanks to Thomas Bergeson, who, of course, is the gentleman who created, with all of the other musicians that were involved in the creation of the album Two Steps from Hell. And of course, the Most High division of our Trinity obviously thought that that would be a perfect a perfect segue into many of the truths that will be espoused here in the Worldwide Paradigm Shift Show. And of course, I know for a fact that we certainly are two steps from the end of everything that you think you know about who you are and where you are. And of course, how you should be functioning, because I am the calm before that storm. And I'm not talking about the storm of World War III, which, of course, brothers and sisters, I want all of you to know right now that the wars that are presently being orchestrated are literally a last-ditch attempt at maintaining the greatest level of, and activating the greatest level of conscious disconnection from the truth that, of course, is being espoused here on social media, which, of course, has been for a very long time a tool that has been being used by the individuals who presently control our three-dimensional conscious awareness, five-sensory and depth perception, psycho-socioeconomic, geopolitical, judicial, scientific, and religious system. What I know to be a psychological operation, and of course, what I will continue to help you all to understand to the greatest extent that you possibly can as we proceed through the final shifts of the Worldwide Paradigm Shift Show video shift clip uploads. Now, what I want to do at this moment, before we proceed with the more complex knowledge in regards to who you are, where you are, and how it is you should be having your human experience in this Matrix program, what I want to do is keep you ahead of the great deception that has been taking place throughout the internet, of course, which is controlled by the very same individuals who wish to maintain the hijacking of your Jewish conscious realignment with our authentic Trinity's electromagnetic radio frequency spectrum. And of course, these individuals, they also, for the most part, have been in control of maintaining the psychological operation that I mentioned a little bit ago. I kind of lost myself, my thought a moment ago, so forgive me if I just lost you, but let's get back on track. There are a few videos, as I told you, brothers and sisters, the deception that's going on presently throughout throughout the internet is extremely high. And of course, all of what you're watching on social media in respect to, what's going on with, what's going on throughout the geopolitical and economic processes, what's going on with the, of course, orchestrated helping humanity to raise their vibrations and raise your frequency as, what's the gentleman? He's a melanated man. I cannot remember his name at the moment. However, that's of no consequence. But anyways, when you watch social media, brothers and sisters, especially in this day and time, the majority of everything you are viewing when it comes to being influenced by content creators such as Billy Carson, 19 Keys, Papa Duck, especially if you're a Jew, if you're a melanated man or woman, newly named African or, of course, black. These individuals, including Louis Farrakhan, including Dr. Mumbai from Africa, including Ericana Shambre, of course, who was, of course, as of recently, she had been a collaborator with the, as she calls the Gentile nations, the colonizers. She, as of recently, was a collaborator with these individuals, and I'm not talking about the entire Gentile nations. I'm talking about the corporate hive mind, the three-dimensional and conscious awareness, five sensory and depth perception, corporate hive mind, who want you to believe that you are what you see in the mirror. You are the physical body that you're looking at in the mirror. And of course, these individuals being an aspect of the three-dimensional conscious awareness, five sensory and depth perception, pre-programmed conscious function of the fail-safe protocol rebalancing activation tool that was pre-programmed before time began to reactivate and realign the frequency of conscious awareness, which is 9-dimensional and 7 sensory in depth perception of the newly named Black and African nations. So it's the low vibrational aspect, which of course the corporate hive mind does a lot to maintain the conscious dysfunction within the Gentile communities throughout our capitalist, democratic, and communist, if you will, psycho-socioeconomic, geopolitical, scientific, judicial, and religious systems. But these individuals have the greatest responsibility for the corruption of the human mind, the human condition at the moment. And get to what I would like to, of course, share with all of you is just a little more of the manipulation. Oh, by the way, I don't want to forget 607 Unk. He's also being used as a tool along with Bobby Hemmett. My goodness gracious. And these are all melanated brothers and sisters that I have mentioned. Sabrina Cherie. Oh my goodness, who else? Many of the individuals like Trend Genius, who creates videos on the Chosen One, and he creates these videos, and you never know who he's talking about, and of course you would gather that he's talking to you, and of course his only job, brothers and sisters, is to, while my videos are being censored, and of course my views, my subscribers are all being censored and altered, and I'm being shadow banned. These individuals, another one is K Reno, that's Willie D's friend. These individuals are being paid to steer you away from having a true connection to the truth. And of course, that is who and what I represent and who I am. And I can assure you that you're going to find out that to a very serious degree in just a few days as I upload more of the information necessary for you to truly gain a foothold, some leverage over what is presently going on in social media. Now, I would like to present to you right now, I'm going to open my tablet here. I would like to present to you more manipulation. And of course, now, what I want you brothers and sisters to understand is that based upon the knowledge that I produce in these worldwide paradigm shift show video clip, shift clip uploads, the individuals who are these content creators, many of them AI, especially when you're not seeing a physical person, when you're not seeing a physical body talking to you, many of them are AI generated, and they're being generated, and the content creators are being, of course, fueled by the information I upload in the videos that I'm producing. So as I produce a new worldwide paradigm shift show video clip upload, what these individuals do is they take information out of the videos and then they repackage them in their own videos and of course espouse the same information to the greatest degree that they can without truly speaking on the issues that really matter in regards to who you are, where you are, and your conscious function. For instance, here's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. This individual that you can see here. Okay, let's see if I can get a clear picture of this. Okay, as you can see, there is, it says, "This is you." And you got a finger pointing to outer space and to the moon. And of course, the thumbnail on this video says, before you can evolve, it says, before you can evolve, you have to realize this. Now, you can find this on social media. It says, before you can evolve, you have to realize this. According to these individuals, there are 32,825 views, and it came out 3 weeks ago. And of course, I think it was 2 weeks ago when I put out my last Worldwide Paradigm Shift Show video upload. And in that video, I spoke to you about your mind and how it is the mind of the melanated man and woman, of course, exists on a frequency field of conscious awareness and, of course, electromagnetic manifest, and has, of course, a high vibrational electromagnetic manifest field of potential. And of course, I just put that video out about a week, maybe a little over a week ago. And already here we go with another video that wasn't up 3 weeks ago. I didn't see it 3 weeks ago, but I do see it today. And of course, it is basically espousing the same information that I just put out a week ago. Now, of course, these people who are attempting to hijack this redemption process and rebalancing protocol in the desperation to sustain the hijacking of this rebalancing protocol that took place a few hundred years ago when the owners of the covenant, which existed between the formerly known Jews and newly known Egyptians, of course, the pre-programmed covenant that, of course, the Britons allowed to, or that the British government allowed the American government to play a part in, and excuse me. And what I'd like to do now is well, when I speak about the covenant, I want you to know that the three-dimensional conscious awareness that the Gentile conscious spectrum has is a pre-programmed fail-safe protocol tool of conscious function that, of course, was purposed before time immemorial to, of course, again, reactivate through the negative pressure of conditioning of the psychological makeup, the frequency of nine-dimensional conscious awareness of the melanated man and woman's frequency of conscious awareness and high vibrational electromagnetic manifest potential in this matrix program, to whom are the only individuals, by the way, who have the capacity to alter their reality, because their minds are the co-creators of the physical reality. And this is why their minds are the only minds who have the capacity to alter the support conditions of what we have come to know as the human experience, whether they be environmental, atmospheric, all of these different conditions they are co-creators of. And of course, I did say that for a reason, because what I'm about to show you that was produced by this great manipulation here, what I'm about to show you, because what I am about to show you that was created by these individuals calling themselves the creators of the Book of Wisdom University. The Book of Wisdom University is a literal attempt to continue maintaining the scrambling of your frequency, okay, of conscious awareness, and your level of conscious awareness and your frequency of electromagnetic manifest potential. So just for everyone's information, there at YouTube, this video, I'm only going to show you about 4 to 5 minutes of it, and then I'm going to take a moment to help you to gain a greater understanding of what's going on than what I already have, okay? So here we go, and I will stop talking now, and I hope you enjoy it.
Bioelectric piece of technology. Number one thing your body needs is electricity and bioelectric energy. You gain electrical energy from the sun, magnetic energy from the earth, and electromagnetic energy from fruits. Fruits crystallize the sunlight, giving your body bioelectric energy. Your heart is not a pump. It's an energy vortex generator, which turns the water in your blood to plasma, feeding your body with bioelectrical energy. Cardiovascular system, the tree of life in the Garden of Eden. Your nervous system, the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Heart gives you life, the brain gives you knowledge. When you place hot water into these cups, they release thousands of microplastics into your water, because inside they're laced with plastic. Third eye is not your pineal gland. It is not this gland inside of the human brain. People think that when they become awakened to their consciousness and they become self-aware, that their third eye is now activated. This is completely false. In order to activate your third eye, you simply have to do this one thing, which many people cannot do because we've been programmed not to. It is called visualization, imagination. Your imagination is a screen in your mind. It is the access to the astral plane. And this is what we call in the occult and secret societies call imagination spirit vision. It is the ability to see beyond the physical world, see into the spiritual world, which is simply the astral plane, your imagination. If you cannot use your imagination, you cannot vividly see something in your mind's eye, then your third eye is not active. Third eye is your spiritual vision into the astral plane. To activate the third eye, you simply have to gain a strong willpower and direct the force of the mind to focus the light of your consciousness into an astral form. Visualization is your biggest power when you die. And in fact, when you dream, you're using your imagination subconsciously. Jesus is not going to save you. Allah is not going to save you. Buddha is not going to save you. No one is coming to save you. You have to save yourself from the emotional chaos, from the mental chaos, negative thoughts, the internal trauma that you are experiencing is what you need to save yourself from. The universe only exists in this skull of yours, in this mind. The real savior is when you save yourself from the internal hell that you may live in, from seeking low-level pleasures, external validation. This is destroying your soul, and no wonder you feel so lost. You have to look within yourself and control the mind, and when you can control the mind, you will control your whole reality. You have to save yourself. Believing in a man in the sky will take you nowhere in life. Have an amazing day. They are trapping your soul in the earth. You do not experience the external world. What you feel is electrical impulses on your nervous system. What you visually see is light entering the eyes and the image produced at the back of the brain. You're experiencing a simulation produced by your brain and central nervous system, which means that the body is the earth. You are God, generator, operator, destroyer, the mind, soul, and body. The mind's the projector, the soul's the observer, and the body is the dimension. This body is allowing your soul to operate in this physical dimension. It's a vehicle. They programmed your mind to believe that you are only a physical being to trap your mind and soul in this physical world, in this physical body. But you are way more than just this physical body. The only way to escape is through astral projection. The Matrix is not physical. It's a limiting belief system that lowers our state of consciousness, programmed our mind.
Okay, so I'll stop there and first let you know that the emotional issues that you're dealing with are not just, they don't just happen to exist internally for no reason. There are external programming sources, and of course we all know they are the three-dimensional conscious awareness, five-sensory in-depth perception, corporate hive mind, who want to bring us very soon into an electronic currency system and the reality of an artificial, augmented, virtual reality experience. These are the individuals who've hijacked our rebalancing protocol. Rebalancing meaning our minds going back into balance with our trinities. The highest division of our trinity, of course, is the space between planets. Again, the middle division of our trinity is the space between our ears, okay? Or what you might hear on that video is heaven is in between the temples. And these are the temples that are mentioned in the Bible. And of course, the lowest division of our trinity is creation. And where we have an opportunity as the co-creators of this Matrix program to have a high vibrational sensory depth perception experience, to which has long ago been hijacked, by the way. So behind our Trinity's three divisions is an electromagnetic radio frequency spectrum. Okay, of course, you are an electromagnetic being, brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles, of course. One of you are a sender, and one of you are a receiver of positive and negative manifest potential. The Jews would be the senders, and of course, the Gentiles would be the receivers. Now, this disconnection that these individuals who want to bring us augmented reality, virtual reality, implement a social credit score system, these individuals want to maintain your disconnection by maintaining, with chaos content on the internet, the hijacking of this redemption process with that chaos content, and of course the maintaining of the hijacking of the rebalancing protocol of the Gentile three-dimensional unconscious awareness and five-sensory in-depth perception conscious collective contribution to that rebalancing, okay? Now, what I want to read to you, and then we're going to get back to showing you another important video, is this. The Book of Wisdom University crams videos with different subjects, but provides no wisdom on your conscious interconnection to our Trinity, okay? For one, our high Trinity's highest division, okay? Our electromagnetic radio frequency spectrum. They provide no wisdom in regards to making that connection because they want to keep you disconnected. They provide no excuse me. They provide no wisdom in regards to our Jew and Gentile conscious connection. No wisdom in regards to the unnatural inverted condition by which we exist and sustain our corrupted self-awareness and self-identity. Our imbalanced emotional states as selfish, delusional reflections of one another. Now, I want to talk about selfishness and delusion for just one moment. I am out and about throughout the day. And earlier today, I had an opportunity I was at an appointment, and there was a guy that, he pulled up into the parking lot. I was inside the building, but you could see right outside into the parking lot. It was on the first floor of this building. As a matter of fact, everything was on one floor. And he pulled in, and he was a biker, and a European gentleman. He was a Gentile, of course. And he came into the office, and as he sat down, I was at a chiropractor, and he sat down, and he stood, I should say. He came in and stood at the counter, and he and the receptionist began a conversation, and of course I was sitting directly across from him and her station, so I was capable of hearing everything he was saying. And long story short, the gentleman, he said to her, he says, they had small conversation, and then he said to her, well, how old are you? And she said, oh, I'm 21. And he said, oh, you're a baby. And she was like, well, how old are you? And he said, oh, I'm 47. And, I just carried on what I was doing. And then I started to realize that the guy was really digging into having a conversation with her. And he started talking about his bike and how many motorcycles he has and how many cars he has. He says he has 13 cars, and he has some real estate, and he owns several bikes. And she was saying to him, boy, I'm jealous of that. And he said to her, well, and you got to work hard in life. And he says, I was in prison at one time, and I got out, and I said, I'm going to change. And I decided, I was going to, get into, doing things like that would, double and, triple my money. And then I ended up being able to buy all this stuff. And now, taking in mind that the Gentile conscious awareness, of course, according to the truth of who we are in this Matrix program, is a reflection, a low vibrational reflection of the electromagnetically misaligned high vibrational conscious awareness and conscious function of the middle co-created Christ Yang conscious collective existing behind the flesh of the male and female avatar of the Jewish community, or if you'd like, the blacks and the Africans, that community. Considering that as a result of that electromagnetically misaligned disconnection, now they're misaligned from our Trinity's highest division, the electromagnetic radio frequency spectrum. They are misaligned by low vibrational conscious awareness and sensory depth perception, their sensory depth perception capacity, okay? In other words, reincarnating, believing that they are what they see in the mirror, okay, brothers and sisters? Now, the condition of the low vibrational reflected karmic Gentile mind, of course, is a condition that reflects selfishness. The very same selfishness that exists within the mind of the melanated community who chooses to be defined by low vibrational currency, fiat currency, gold, diamonds, finite flesh. And of course, the flesh that we are in right now, or they are in, is a fail-safe protocol, low vibrational avatar set, genetic sequence. Okay? And by the way, this is the last. of the pre-programmed fail-safe protocol avatars that we can experience in this Matrix program. And we are infinite beings, and we've been traveling from our standard avatar sets and into these present low vibrational avatar sets for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And we have finally come to the end of the journey that we've had within these low vibrational avatars that we presently exist in as the nine-dimensional and conscious awareness and seven sensory and depth perception, high vibrational electromagnetic manifest potential, middle co-creative Christ Yang conscious division of our Trinity. I'll speak more on that very shortly so that you have a greater understanding of how all this comes together. But what I would like to say in regards to these individuals that you might see riding around bragging about what they might have so that they could have an opportunity at dropping those panties, of course. I'm only speaking this way because it's something you're all well aware of. You know, a lot of us men, we before we put our heart and our mind up, as a bargaining tool, we use what we look like, and we use what we might have in the form of machines or otherwise, etc., etc. But what I want to say is, ladies and gentlemen, especially ladies, remember that these Gentile individuals who are attempting to assuage, who are attempting to gain your confidence, remember this. What these individuals do have in the form of materialism is something that is, of course, gained by huge inequality. Okay? Huge inequality. In other words, none of it was gained by honest hard work. It was all gained by manipulation and by the corporate hive mind, who, of course, is the head of the Gentile, transcontinental community, okay? It's been, the manipulation has been maintained so that these individuals could be able to have the things they have, so that they could maintain having a job, so that they could maintain having a quote-unquote house, so that they could have an opportunity to make sure that they will bag you, okay? Now, what you also need to understand is the field of consciousness that you're dealing with is one who doesn't have the capacity to understand that it is by theft, that not only theft, but by irresponsible conscious function and great selfishness, having no ability to have any empathy for the individuals, for instance, who are digging up the diamonds. Consider De Beers, consider Blood Diamond, these individuals have no empathy for the suffering of another individual, and they are rife with great selfishness, okay? And what I want you to always, consider is how dangerous a situation, how dangerous that a relationship with an individual whose existence is maintained by such diabolical mechanical tools as the corporate hive mind, and given the ability to maintain as much confusion and chaos in life as they please, by the disconnection from the truth of the natural conversion of the spirit that human beings should, of course, have in this Matrix program. And brothers of the Jewish nation and sisters, what I want you to understand is that this degree of selfishness, it is a reflection of your own selfishness, choosing to maintain a reincarnating conversion with the idea that you are what you see in the mirror, that you do have ancestors, that you can have a birthday. None of these things are true. If you're made in the image of God, as you say, then you would know you're an infinite being. Because this so-called God you're talking about, your own Bible tells you, is a spirit to whom you must serve in spirit and in truth. So it isn't in truth that you, brothers and sisters of the spiritual communities, are serving the Creator, because you, as soon as you leave, you go celebrate a birthday party. As soon as you leave, you go out and buy something that's going to enhance what you believe your identity is, instead of acknowledging the reality that your true identity is spirit, like this guy blasting his music. This is an individual who has absolutely, probably no skills to play a part in maintaining a normal social order. This individual rides around with his music playing at such a high decibel that, the little kids over there in the park, down there with their moms and dads playing basketball, and, they almost go deaf. I mean, this is the type of idiocy that presently exists. These individuals are totally defiant when it comes to true order. They are all for those who control this present system allowing lawlessness, because their disconnection is so great. I'm talking about not only melanated men and women, but European, Asian, Indian, and Arab men and women. Their disconnection is to such a degree, their disconnection from the truth of who we are, disconnection from our Trinity, is so great that these individuals are repulsively emotionally unstable. Repulsively emotionally unstable. And the system only needs these individuals to have the capacity to continue on without correction. And this is what I am here for, brothers and sisters. I want you to know that I have certainly come a long way in regards to correcting my own conscious function. I have much that I haven't told you yet, because I want you to have the best opportunity at truly finding redemption before judgment comes. And believe me, judgment is very soon to come. And of course, I was chosen to be the individual to make sure that it does come. So, just want you to know I truly do wish all of you the best. And I hope that over the next few coming weeks, you have an opportunity to overcome all that you need to overcome so that you don't have to worry so much about dealing with the great fallout that, of course, the corporate hive mind is going to orchestrate as a result of them losing hold of your confusion. Now, what I would like to do now is I would like to move on from that subject matter and go on to something a little more interesting. More manipulation, brothers and sisters. This is what we're all dealing with. And whether it's Gentiles using their own men and women to play a part in creating chaos content by watching my videos and producing their own and misleading you, of course, or it is individuals like that gentleman right there. Of course, we all know that gentleman to be Minister Louis Farrakhan. Now, I would like everybody to, of course, give me one moment here. What I want to say first, brothers and sisters, is this is for educational purposes only. And we're going to hear what Minister Louis Farrakhan has to say to the European nations in defense of the so-called black community. And, of course, then I will take a moment to share my thoughts. So, thank you once again for staying with me, and here we go. Let me go ahead and get it set up here. There we go.
What? Oh, yes. We got to look at this horse and pony show. On the Democratic side, and most of you are Democrats, and most of you are slaves. Most of you are Democrats, but most of you are deprived. Most of you are Democrats, but it is under Democratic leadership that we have suffered. You owe us something, America. So no campaign speech is going to get our vote this year. Come on. No campaign speech. I've heard Miss Clinton say that all lives matter. But Miss Clinton, and to all the candidates, if black lives don't matter, no life matters, because all life came from the black man and woman. You have your existence because of us. So black lives must matter if your life is to matter. So this is an interesting time.
Yes.
When we go back to Washington, my dear and beloved brother, companion and friend in struggle, we can't go back weak. It's come to the point of explosion now.
Okay, and now that video, brothers and sisters, that video is called Black Lives Matter, Demanding Justice, Rejecting Empty Promises. Now, of course, that video is something that couldn't have been made when Hillary Clinton was attempting to be the vice president of this country, or when she was attempting to be the vice president of this country, because Minister Louis Farrakhan, of course, this is the look he has today. And back then, he did not appear having that much weight, okay? So don't let these individuals trick you, whether Jew or Gentile. All of the individuals that you are watching on social media, all of these individuals are a paid, funded, content creating part of the great manipulation. And of course, that manipulation, brothers and sisters, it is soon to come to an end, because I am the Most High, true Most High, will not give up until the truth is laid totally bare. Now, Louis Farrakhan tells you that Black Lives Matter. But what he's doing is and he also tells you, I'm sorry, that all life came from melanated man and woman's bodies, okay? But brothers and sisters, this is doublespeak, okay? It's doublespeak because electromagnetic alignment with our Trinity's electromagnetic radio frequency spectrum matters. The name, it matters more than what this man is saying you are, okay? The name Black, the delegation Black, keeps you in alignment with an unnatural order that is established by the three-dimensional conscious aware corporate hive mind. These individuals who are in total control of everything that you don't know about who you are, where you are, and how you should be functioning. Okay, so now, of course, this is off script here. It's written on the same piece of paper that I have, that I just got done, the other side of the piece of paper I was reading from. But I'm going to, that's where this came from. I watched a video last night in regards to human suffering, and I also watched that video, and I just couldn't believe the amount of, energy that these individuals are putting into making sure that spirituality is something that you just don't want to have any part of, And this young gentleman, I can't remember the video I was watching, so forgive me. But in this video, this gentleman asked a few questions, and he made a few statements in regards to the Bible and in regards to the false Christ, the delusional God and devil narrative that we learn about in religion, of course. Now, I'm sure that many of you are going to say, no, God is real. No. Just like I believe that there may have been a Holocaust, the reality is that I don't believe they were black men and women who are the original Jews. Who are the only Jews. So I do believe that there probably was a Holocaust, but, I believe that it was Gentiles killing Gentiles in accordance with the agenda that we're all presently, living in the last tail of at the present moment, prior to artificial intelligence being implemented from all, throughout our psychosocial, geopolitical, blah, 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 blah. All right. So just like Europeans are killing Europeans, the Russians are killing the Ukrainians, and the Ukrainians are killing the Russians, and the Israeli Gentiles are killing the Palestinian Gentiles. Yeah, I do believe that there was a Holocaust, but I definitely don't believe that they were Jews that were being killed and videotaped and having pictures of themselves taken. Not at all. Well, just like I believe that there was a Holocaust, I also believe that there is a Most High division of our Trinity. But I don't believe it's a him. As a matter of fact, I know for a fact it's not a him. Your own Bible tells you that there is no he or she in what you're calling heaven, by the saying God is a spirit, and that spirit must be served in spirit and in truth. So, just like I don't believe that the highest division of our Trinity is a him, I don't believe its name is God either. There is no name to consciousness, because consciousness created creation, okay? Consciousness creates everything around us. It created the bike, it created the tree, it created the bench, it created the blue sky above you, it created the electrical pole there. Consciousness. And consciousness existing between your two ears or between planets up there is totally invisible, but totally conscious. Okay? So, I just want to make that clear with you, brothers and sisters who are of the Christian faith, so that you have an understanding of my field of perception, okay? And it's an authentic one. It's not one that's false or one that's corrupted, because, as I said, your own scripture backs what I'm saying up, okay? So, anyways, this gentleman, to get back to what I was saying a moment ago, this gentleman, he was asking questions that, of course, they had a pretty deep effect on me when I heard him ask these questions to the audience. He said in his video, "Is this life a test managed by God and the devil?" And this is one question that I had, and I figured I'd write this down too. Who said God gives his hardest test to his strongest warrior? I mean, was that God that said that? And of course, sitting across from the devil and, trying to figure out with the devil which one of us human beings is going to be the strongest. And another question I had, or another question he posed is this a prison planet? Okay. Now, what I want to do is I want to give you an opportunity to gain some clarity. And what I'm about to read to you, of course, relates to the conscious condition of black men and women, or Jewish men and women, and Gentile men and women. Okay? And of course, the pre-programmed evolution of three-dimensional conscious awareness and five-sensory depth perception conscious function in this matrix program activated out of melanated genetics, the Jewish biological gene sequence, for the purpose of rebalancing or realigning our frequency back to our authentic Trinity's electromagnetic radio frequency spectrum, okay? The Gentile three-dimensional conscious awareness, non-electromagnetic conscious collective, Gentile spectrum, which is a fail-safe protocol gene sequence, having the capacity to create a psychosocial system, is a three-dimensional electrochemical, mechanical, karmic projection, okay? Having a low vibrational currency, having a low vibrational currency, capitalist, democratic process by which it exists. In other words, they are Jews' karma. They have been, up until this time, Jewish karma, the karma of melanated men and women, okay? And the fail-safe rebalancing catalyst to reawaken the, of course, nine-dimensional conscious awareness, seventh sensory in-depth perception, Jewish conscious collective, and high vibrational frequency of electromagnetic manifest potential, okay? The innocent suffering, individuals getting cancer, the children being molested, the authentic yin conscious collective, which is the animals and the environment, the trees, the atmosphere. These are the authentic yin conscious aspect of course, our interdimensional or Jewish multi-frequency field of conscious awareness and contribution on this planet prior to the Gentiles coming out and taking on the delegation of the yin conscious. And that's, of course, they were also, they decided to say that call themselves the beast, okay? As a result of the beast, the animals being the natural yin conscious collective, okay? Yin meaning non-electromagnetic, low vibrational aspect of the high vibrational electromagnetic conscious function or conscious awareness and standard function of the reincarnating field frequency of Jewish melanate, the high and low vibrational aspect of the Jewish conscious collective, okay? So the child being molested, the yin conscious aspect of our interdimensional multi-frequency conscious contribution collective existing between us Jews and the animal kingdom and the environment being brought to extinction by our present yin conscious survival model is during this process of rebalancing, of course, and I am the product of that rebalancing. So throughout the process of rebalancing up until this time where judgment is upon humanity as a result of us not choosing correction, during this process of rebalancing, it is a... Wait, let me start this again. The child being molested, the innocent in humanity suffering more than those who are guilty of every type of corruption you could imagine, okay? Individuals getting cancers, children coming down with cancer, women coming down with cancer, animals coming down with cancers, all of these. During this process of rebalancing that exists under present hijacked conditions by the Jew and Gentile, the Jew, low vibrational frequency aspect of the Jewish nation, okay, throughout the world, especially those under, of course, the hand of the G20 and the big corporation that maintains the existence of it, okay, and the Gentile three-dimensional conscious awareness corporate hive mind controlled psycho-socioeconomic, geopolitical, judicial, scientific, and religious three-dimensional conscious awareness reprogramming and programming conditioning is the direct result of Jew to Gentile, high and low vibrational aspect, negative energy transfer, in accordance with the human conscious degrade blood sacrifice agenda. All right, mechanized inversion of human conscious awareness conspiracy. Now, consider Ozzy Osbourne running off the rails of a crazy train. And, where did he get the idea to create a video or a song called Running Off the Rails of a Crazy Train, and creating words that, the words in the song go crazy, and that's how it goes. Millions of people living as foes. Maybe it's not too late to learn how to love and forget how to hate. Something about internal wounds not healing. Who am I to blame? I'm going off the rails of a crazy train. And he also says in the song that, it's not even his fault that he's going off the rails on a crazy train. Also, consider Public Enemy's song, Night Train. Listen to the words of Night Train. There's so many that I really can't recall them at the moment, but go listen to the song Night Train, and you'll have an opportunity to gain a greater awareness of how it is. Many of the artists who are paid to create a lot of the music we are listening to are artists who are also in the know of what's really going on, all right? We, the infinite nine-dimensional, I'm speaking to you black men and women, newly named black and African men and women. We, the infinite nine-dimensional conscious awareness, electromagnetic frequency, conscious collective behind melanated male and female flesh, have reincarnated into our final low vibrational avatar gene sequences, okay? The Gentile conscious spectrum coming out of our flesh is the pre-programmed fail-safe protocol manifested karmic rebalancing countermeasure to our internal electromagnetic misalignment from our three-divisional trinity's multi-frequency electromagnetic radio frequency spectrum, okay? And I'll read that one more time. We, the infinite nine-dimensional conscious awareness, electromagnetic manifest frequency conscious collective behind melanated male and female flesh, have reincarnated into our final low vibrational avatar gene sequences, okay? Pre-programmed gene sequences. The Gentile conscious spectrum coming out of our flesh is the pre-programmed fail-safe protocol manifested karmic rebalancing countermeasure to our electromagnetic misalignment from our Trinity's multi-frequency conscious interdimensional electromagnetic radio frequency spectrum. The emergence of the Gentile conscious spectrum is also a fail-safe protocol rebalancing tool. All right? And that is the last rebalancing tool. And of course, me having an opportunity to realign my own conscious function to our three-divisional trinity and putting myself in the position to where you can have an opportunity to realign with guidance and with proper instruction, of course, is also, brothers and sisters, the last fail-safe protocol measure that was written before time immemorial in respect to who we are and where we are in our middle co-creative Christ Yang conscious collective co-created matrix program. I want to thank you all for joining me this evening, and it was a little longer than I would have liked it to be. However, I do hope that I have been able to help you to gain just a little more of an advantage over all of the manipulation that's going on right now, so that you brothers and sisters aren't taken by the storm that is coming. And I'm not talking about the storm of World War III. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Carry on.